Welcome to the Aaron L Show. It's your boy Aaron L. And we're going to talk about football tonight, Thursday Night Football on Prime. We got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. And we already know, man, the Miami Dolphins, they got to get their act together, man. You know, the Miami Dolphins, man, they just, they coming out the gate 0-2. The Buffalo Bills is 2-0. You know, the Buffalo Bills is looking like they definitely can compete for the Super Bowl this year. And the Miami Dolphins, man, they just, they need to get their act together. Tyreek Hill and Tungaloa, they have to figure it out. Miami, they've been struggling this year. Their defense is subpar. Their offense is subpar. They're coming out the league struggling. We understand Tungaloa is coming off multiple injuries the past few seasons. This was one of the seasons where he came out pretty much healthy, went through camps healthy, went through the preseason healthy. They got Tyreek Hill. A lot of people are speculating that Miami might trade Tyreek Hill because he is an asset on the open market, and they probably could have got maybe a second or third round pick for him and maybe a player, but Miami held on to him because that's one of the only weapons at the receiver position, and they trying to further develop Tungaloa, which he's been in the league long enough where he doesn't need to be developed no more. I think that he's kind of reached his peak of what type of quarterback he's going to be in the NFL. But, I mean, you can't really say that because you have a lot of NFL quarterbacks that took some time to kind of like get it together, and then they end up becoming Pro Bowl quarterbacks, and you have some late bloomers that won Super Bowls. But usually when it's a talented quarterback, he usually come into the league showing promise, and after about 3-4 years, the team builds enough talent around him, and then you start to see him be a consistent playoff team, and then they become a Super Bowl winner. But Tungaloa, he really not heading that direction. Vegas have the line at 11.5, favorite in the Bills' favor. Buffalo Bills is playing at home, and we already know the Buffalo Bills, they steaming hot, man. They got the MVP quarterback. They got the running game. And one thing about the Buffalo Bills that's surprising me is, they had Shannon Diggs. And, when they had Diggs, they had a receiver that was a Pro Bowl receiver. But now that you look at the Buffalo Bills, they have a nice receiving core, but they really don't have nobody who stands out that makes you say, the Buffalo Bills got 2 all-pro receivers or all-pro tight end, and this is why this team is so talented. With the Buffalo Bills, it really starts with the quarterback. The quarterback is leading that ship, and they heading in the right direction. This is going to be a playoff team again with a chance to win a Super Bowl. Vegas have it 11.5. I'm not really for sure. I mean, if you were the type of person that would just kind of go off of what both teams look like, you would say Buffalo is going to blow them out tonight by 2 touchdowns and a field goal easy, by 17 points. Miami might put up 10 points, a touchdown and a field goal, but Buffalo's going to beat them Buffalo's going to put up at least about 27 to 30 points on them easy. Their defense is subpar. If you look at that game that the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens had, you can see that the Buffalo Bills are just quitting them guys. The Ravens put up 40 points and still couldn't put the Buffalo Bills away. So that just shows you what type of dominant offense they have. Their defense is kind of lackluster when you have a mobile quarterback. So that's what's making me look at that 11.5 point spread. And I'm thinking to myself that Tungaloa can get out that pocket. He's not Jackson. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he can run enough to be somewhat of a threat. But then Tungaloa, he's really trying to change his game to be more of a pocket passer, because Tungaloa has basically suffered in the NFL when he left that pocket running by taking shots and having concussions. So I don't really see him trying to leave the pocket and be a weapon on the ground with his feet. But I definitely see where, if you look at that Ravens game with the Bills, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry just sliced them up on the ground. So they're basically struggling to stop the run. So I think that that's going to be the point of attack for Miami. I believe Miami's going to try to get their running game going, sprinkle in a little bit of the passing game, something big with Tyreek Hill to try to keep themselves in the game. But I will definitely see Miami trying to run that ball, slow the game down, try to hit Tyreek Hill with something big, and try to keep themselves in a position late to steal the game. But if the game goes how it looked like it's going to go, Buffalo Bills is going to come right out the gate and probably be beating these guys by 2 touchdowns at the half, going to finish them off, with another 2 field goals and a touchdown, and win probably 27-10. That's what my prediction is for this game, Thursday night on Prime. You got to watch this game. The Buffalo Bills is one of the best teams in the NFL right now. I'm going to be watching the game, Miami and Buffalo Bills, Thursday Night Football on Prime. This is the Aaron L. Show. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers. Please like the video and comment at the bottom. I will comment back. Love y'all, and I'll holler at y'all on the next one.